Hey, today I'm here with my sister, and we were traditionally homeschooled from kindergarten all the way through high school graduation, and we're going to tell you what we think the benefits of being homeschooled were. Hi, I'm Emily at Family Life with the Pod, and this is my sister, Alexandra. Nice to have you with us.
Thank you for having me and my sleeping son here.
Yes, he looks very cozy.
8 months.
So we're going to help you understand what the benefits of homeschooling are from our perspective as homeschool graduates.
Yeah.
So if you like videos about parenting or homeschooling or family life, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up. Comment below if you're homeschooled or if you're homeschooling or if you're thinking about it. We want to hear from you and maybe what other videos you'd like to hear my sister and I talk about. And be sure to find us on Instagram and Facebook and give us a thumbs up there too. If you're in the midst of homeschooling or you're just starting out or you're wondering if you should go through high school with homeschooling, we're just here to tell you to keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great, Mama. And just hoping this video encourages you to stay on the straight and narrow.
First, we'll tell you what type of homeschooling we did, because nowadays there are more than one kind. But back when we started in the pioneer generation, there was traditional or independent. And Emily, why don't you tell us a little bit about how to do independent? What does that look
yes,
like?
Independent filing, you file your own private affidavit and you're on your own. You just do whatever the state requires you to do. California has very little requirements, just keeping your grades and your attendance, and so that's how we did it. We didn't have funds, and but we had lots of co-ops.
We did.
Where homeschool moms would all get together and form our own little day of homeschool collectively, and that was awesome.
It was great. I loved it as a kid.
Yeah.
So in our traditional or classical or independent homeschooling, our mother was very much the driving force behind each day and each schooling day, and but she also let us learn. We went at our pace, and that made the difference for us in our own ways.
And where did you end up?
And so for anyone thinking about how to get your kid into college, I got myself through college. When you graduate homeschool, your diploma is real. You've done the work, and it is recognizable, and even more so now by colleges than back when I had to transfer.
All right, what do we feel homeschooling allowed us to achieve?
It made me feel like I could achieve anything. I would say that two of the biggest takeaways from our homeschooling days, was that we were able to work through potential learning disabilities, and that may have been a problem if handled differently, but since we were safe in our home environment and our mom never made a big deal out of them, she worked with us through them. And
I had dyslexia and dyscalculia. I had dyslexia and dyscalculia.
I believe it.
and it was handled very gently, and I never felt dumb. Mm-hmm. And actually, I felt very smart and had a lot of control in my own education. So, and you had?
I was really young, starting to form a speech impediment, and I was shocked actually when my mom told me about this when I was an adult. Like, really, I had never realized as a child.
I didn't know you had a speech impediment either.
That this could have been a problem. And so the joy and one of the many benefits of homeschooling is that parents can protect their children, even sometimes from themselves. The low self-esteem that can come with realizing you have a learning disability, and we were spared from that completely.
So I was able to learn the guitar and sing, and you did.
I did cake decorating. I did wedding cakes since I was 13. I started doing with this one's wedding.
She did my wedding cake.
I did. I was 13.
That was part of her school.
It
to
was.
do my wedding cake.
It was really fun. And
A lot of math involved.
I got my college degree. Just because you've been homeschooled doesn't mean you're exempt from having a true blue high school diploma that can get you into college.
Exactly. And I am a published artist and a
YouTuber.
YouTuber. And I'm homeschooling my own children now. I feel really, really good about that choice.
Yeah, also it taught me how to overcome a challenge and a problem through logical steps, such as like, how do you get your college degree? There's a lot of self-discipline involved, especially how I did it, which is a very similar form of homeschooling. I studied for a test and tested out of about over 50% of my college credits, and it didn't scare me. I knew how to pace myself. I knew how to have the discipline to overcome this problem, and I would say homeschooling definitely taught me how to do that.
What do you feel the downsides of being homeschooled were?
I feel lucky. From remembering as a child's perspective, I don't remember any downsides. Really? So I feel like I can't answer.
So now we're 7.5 years apart though, so definitely things were practiced on me before you got them.
This is true.
And there was definitely a lack of curriculum at that time. Now there's almost too much curriculum. I don't know how people choose anymore. Like there's so many resources, but I definitely felt like it was very limited. So subjects that I was struggling in, we couldn't just jump ship and try another curriculum, and maybe it was just presented in a way that I could digest better. So that was definitely a downside. Just the politics, like, you know, what's this state going to do with homeschooling? When is it? Because when Mom started with me, it was pretty much like not a thing, and it became a thing later, and you know, became more public.
It's much more acceptable nowadays than when we started.
Yeah, and people still ask you though, why are your kids out of school? Yeah, it's messy.
It is,
and it's tight financially.
It is. It's a sacrifice for both the parents. You know, there is a lot of driving force that Mom and Dad have to do.
But that's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just a life adjustment.
Yeah, just be prepared and don't be too hard on yourself right away.
Hi, he's so friendly.
I'm gonna homeschool him someday.
How do we feel homeschooling affected our social life? Because, you know, everybody's always worried about homeschoolers and socialization. So how do we feel that, were we social?
Oh, we were plenty social. And one of the great things about being homeschooled, and you go on your play dates or to your co-ops, usually there's not enough one concentrated age group. So you have your high schoolers playing with your little preschoolers, and they all have to get along. You have to learn how to interact with people of all ages,
and there's so much supervision.
Yes,
so much supervision. And you know, we have this big age gap. We're 7.5 years apart, and if we hadn't homeschooled, we wouldn't have even been on the same campus,
right,
in public school.
I don't think we would have known each other.
I don't know if we would have known each other.
Yeah.
And our parents helped us overcome the differences that we have in our age and be actual best friends. So,
and I think something that shouldn't be overlooked is your family is also social. Interacting with your children and with your parents is social.
Going to the grocery store is social.
Right.
Going to the doctor's office is social. It's not just limited by what age and grade you're in.
This one would like to be social right now. Yeah. Also, being socialized is everyone's so fearful of. It's not like there's this big secret. You can go and enroll your kids in your local dance studio or in your local sports team or anything, obviously outside of the school district.
We did skiing lessons.
We did skiing, we did pageants,
horses like crazy.
Music lessons.
We represented the USA in international pageants, both of us separately at different times.
Yes, you're ready to represent the United States somewhere, huh? Yeah.
How do we feel that being homeschooled has affected us as adults?
I think that because we were able to really develop ourselves, it created a confidence and courage of our convictions, so much so that we both have gone on to feel the need to homeschool our own children and be confident and brave in
Exactly. And I feel like I'm a worldview warrior. Like, I really got that because we're Christians and it's really important to us. And I was able to not only be brought up in that, but make my own decisions as an adult and really understand my own worldview. And then there's just that joy of learning, just that continuation. Yes. We like to mom school. We like to make sure we have a basket of books that we're working on and thinking on.
Yeah, showing our kids that learning isn't just about schooling.
Be sure to check out the link in the description below for our merchandise, particularly a t-shirt that says "Art Runs in the Family." This is my mom's artwork, actually, and I'm an artist, and you can get some of my art on a t-shirt or other merchandise. Check below. Be sure to let us know in the comments if you would like to hear more from my sister and I and the nitty-gritty details of being homeschooled and what we feel worked and what didn't work, what we remember and what we lost. Let us know in the comments.